So this video, I'm gonna make it quick. It's basically about why people aren't getting married anymore like how they used to. So back in the day, we know that it was the norm to grow up and you know get a job, some sort of employment, or go to school or learn your trade, get into your trade, and then find someone to settle down with. Find a girl, make a couple kids, have a nuclear family, live happily ever after. That's what it was. But it's not like that anymore. Nowadays, a lot of people would prefer to either they want to be single, like completely single, and they just want to date and do their thing, or they want a relationship, they want a companion, they want somebody to go through life with, but they don't want to get married, or they want several companions, but they don't want to marry any of them, or they don't want to have any like sort of label on their relationships. They want relationships that resemble a romantic relationship and real companionship, but they don't want any labels on it. That's really how it's going. Very rarely do you see on social media um, where people are really in love and advocating for it. We see over and over again there are so many different issues, and this person is single and it's pee and poop in the dating pool and all this other stuff. Now, of course, my title, why nobody wants to get married, is extreme, so that people will want to click on it and it's clickbait. Of course, it's not a finite thing. Of course, it's not absolute. Of course, there are still people that want to get married. Excuse me. If there weren't people, men and women, that still wanted to get married, that still saw value in it, nobody would be saying it's pee and poop in the dating pool. The people that are saying that most likely are the people that are looking for something real, or something traditional, or at least something close to that, something that they can count on, something that they can build on, someone they can build with. But they keep meeting people that really not on that. They keep meeting people that want a good time, they want to have fun, they want a free lunch, dinner, brunch, whatever. They want to have sex, they want to hang out, but they don't want to do nothing serious. Okay. And the main reason for that is that nobody wants to give up anything. Nobody wants to possibly have to give up anything, not just financial. It could be financial or otherwise. Money, of course, is number one, the main thing. A lot of people don't want to have to part with their money. And it's not just what if we split up and it don't work out and now they want to take half. It don't even be just that. That's part of it. But the other part of it be the money during. Okay, if I have this partner, then I have to part with more. And this is on both sides of the spectrum now, because of women having equal rights and stuff like that, and what a lot of men now expect from women. A lot of men now expect for a woman to do different things for them. A lot of men now expect for a woman to not be a stay-at-home mom, especially depending on what age people are at. If they not having no kids, or if them kids are of a certain age, what you staying home for? Go work, go do something, go check a bag, go figure it out. And that man wants that woman, out of whatever her income is, to do different things for them financially. So women also thinking about their loss. Women also, some women are making more than some of the men that they date or some of the men that they encounter. So they also thinking about the money during, like how much of my income is going to be going towards this relationship, and am I going to be the main breadwinner since I make more than him. Am I going to be expected to kick in a lot more since I make more than him, and all these different things. So it's going on both ends. Like, nobody wants to lose anything financially. People are like more and more selfish now than ever. And granted, there are times that we should be selfish. There are times that we should be focused on what's important for me, what I need to do, how I need to grow, or whatever. Of course. But you can't have that selfishness in a relationship. And people know that. So it's like, okay, if I can't be selfish in this situation, Why would I get myself in this situation? And I want to be able to be about me, me, me. So since more people are selfish, more people are thinking about, you know, themselves. And it's not, again, it's not necessarily a bad thing to think about yourself, but more people are focused. Focus on yourself has been the mantra for a few years now. You know, people make a post or a meme or something. Oh man, focus on yourself. Focus on yourself. Now that's becoming a reality. A lot of people are just simply focused on themselves. They know if they start focusing on another person, they're gonna lose something. It's associated with some sort of loss. It's associated with, mm, if I get in this relationship, now I gotta do this. If I'm by myself, what can we do when you're by yourself? Well, if you live by yourself, you can get up when you want to get up, brush your teeth when you want to brush your teeth, roll out the bed when you want to roll out the bed, wash your ass when you want to wash your ass, cook when you want to cook, eat when you want to eat, go to sleep when you want to go to sleep, watch a show when you want to watch a show. You want to watch that whole series, you want to binge watch it, do it right now. You can do it whenever you want to. You don't got to wait for nobody to get off of work. You don't got to wait for nobody to get out the shower, come out the bathroom. When I was in a relationship and I watched something and my partner wasn't there and they came home, you know, you can go on Netflix or whatever and it'll show you just watched. Or if I left off in the middle, it'd be like resume. So they come and they like, so you was watching this without me? They be devastated. Hot. And on the flip side, I done been the same. Come on and see they watching something, or come home and check, you know, to see if it's on, and then see episode 1 and 2 been watched. Where was I at? You know? So if you're in a relationship, a lot of things, you know, hinge on that other person, from the smallest to the biggest thing. From the smallest to the biggest thing. The shit hinge on both people. If you don't want to hinge your life on another person, why would you want to be in a relationship? Why would you want to get fucking married? It'd be cute for a short period of time. It'd be cute when you around them in that moment and stuff. But a lot of times when people think about the day to day and the month to month, the year to year, it's just a lot. It's too much. And they don't want it. They don't want to possibly lose something from it. Again, not just financial. It could be their freedom, their ability to do things, again, like when they want to. The ability to go where I want to go, when I want to go, without having to ask anybody anything. If you are single and you get up in the middle of the night and go to the gas station, or I just, you know, I want to take a drive, or I want to take a walk, or I went to sleep and now I woke up and I'm restless and I want to go do this, you're not going to bother nobody. But if you're in a relationship and you do that shit, it's a whole conversation now. What you doing? What's going on? Why are you getting up? Okay? It was one time years ago, I was in a relationship, and I we had gotten into like an argument earlier, and I was just in my feelings, and we did the terrible thing, which is going to bed angry. And for me, like when I'm in my thoughts, sometimes I need to be by myself. So, and he was the type of person that wouldn't necessarily want you to be like by yourself. And so when he went to sleep, I just left. And did I leave to go walk? I think I left and went and took a little drive. Not long, not nothing crazy. You know, took a little drive, came home. You know, when I came home, you know, got back in the bed, he stirred a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he was totally awake, but maybe he was. Because as soon as I got good in the bed, when I tell you that he wrapped his legs around me like a crab or something, to where, you know, to try to make it where I couldn't move. This, listen. And when from what I remember, when I woke up the next day, you know, he never asked like, well, where did you go last night, or nothing like that. Some people would. That's why I'm like, I don't know if he was really awake or what, or, you know, or if he felt some movement in my sleep or what. But I said that to say this. People don't want to lose the ability to do what they want to do when they want to do it without it having to be a conversation, without it having to be a discussion, without it having to be any sort of type of problem. Because people are so used to being able to do what they want. We're in a microwave society, and we've been in one for a long time, and it just has gotten worse and worse and worse and worse. And people want to be able to do what they want now, now, now. I want to be who I want to be now, now, now. I want to have what I want to have now. If I'm in a relationship, that is going to change the timing of that. That could change the possibility of that, because now I got to think about another person. There's a delay on that now. There's some sort of loss. I'm losing the freedom. I'm losing the time. I'm losing, they're afraid that they're going to lose themselves. Because let's say, what if they start to lose this time and, lose that ability to just, get up and do whatever, and, they stop saying something about it. They don't, make a fuss about it anymore. They're just, yes, dear, okay. And this happens with male and female. You see it more with women, but it happens with men too. You know what? I ain't even gonna. It probably happened just as much with men, because men have to swallow a lot of things in order to deal with women. I'm gonna say it again. Men have to swallow a lot of things in order to deal with women. Men have to swallow a lot of things in order to deal with women. Yes, they do. A woman could lash out, cuss him out, smack him upside his head, a bunch of stuff. And if he want to stay out of jail, if he want to be able to see his children, if he want to be able to come to his own house where he pay bills at every fucking day, he can't do nothing back. He can't say nothing back, or it's gonna go a whole different way. So it's it's both ways. It's definitely both ways. There's a lot of holding back, and more and more and more of that holding back on what you want and what you want to say and what you really want to do in that moment. The more of that a person does, it chips away at them. So over time, it's less and less and less of them, who they are, that's left. Now they become like a shell of themselves. Some people get in, and this ain't even in relationships that people say, oh, well, that happens only in abusive relationships. Nah, not really. Not necessarily. Because it might not be that they know if they say this to this person, it's going to go crazy. It could just be they think that. It could just be they just trying to keep from the possibility of that. So, again, a lot of people want to stay. They choose to stay. Not necessarily that they prefer to. A lot of people, I think, are really longing for that with a person. But they like, ooh, I really want me too. I really want to have and live with and enjoy the fullness of me too. So if I take on being with this other person, I could relinquish me or parts of me that I want to keep. Just saying. Nobody wants to lose, financially or otherwise. Now that is the problem. The problem. If you feel like it's a problem. I feel like it's a problem because what we're going to do, regardless of the relationships that we stay in or don't stay in, what we're going to do inevitably is fuck. What we're going to do inevitably is have sex. And what that's going to produce inevitably is what? Children. And these children are being brought up in more and more and more single parent households, single mother households, single father households. Neither one of this mother or father in the household, they've been raised by auntie, uncle, or aunt and uncle, grandparent. They in foster care or whatever. Hopefully, adoptive care by a loving family. But they're displaced, or they're in a situation that is not fully beneficial for them, because we can't find no balance with another person. That right there is the problem. That right there is the problem that's on top of the problem. Like how people say this, the what's that, the underplay for the overplay. The whole people not wanting to, be married and all of that and stuff. That's the underplay. The big problem is that it's affecting families. Cause people gonna fuck and people gonna what? Get pregnant, make kids. I think that all of the legislation, um, that's like making it where, um, when, the her body, her choice, and all of that is out of whack. I think that is being done, and this is my theory. I feel like this is being done to try to force people back into that traditional, well, we might as well be together. If a person know that it's less easy to get rid of this child and somebody gonna have to raise this child, it's more of a likelihood that people either gonna start using protection more, which is gonna have a domino effect on, the lessening the spread of disease, um, lessening uh, teen pregnancy and unwanted pregnancies and stuff like that. So it's gonna have some positives, but also, the other part of it is that if a person do sleep with somebody, get them pregnant, instead of them running, they may, stay together, blah, they skippy. Because what happened back in the day when people couldn't just go get, people had ways of having an abortion back in the days that probably could very well harm or kill the woman. It wasn't like how it is now. But back in the day, it wasn't prevalent like that. If you got pregnant, you kept the baby. You had the baby. Like, that's how it was. So what did they have? Shotgun weddings. You got the girl pregnant. Hey, you're gonna make an honest woman out of her. You're gonna marry. She could be ugly. She could be who he really didn't want or whatever. But hey, you got her pregnant. You're gonna marry her. Them a lot of times was the couples that would be married for 20, 30 years and then they divorce now because they didn't really want the motherfucker to begin with. But that's a whole nother lie for a different day. But I'm saying that is the issue. We need to find some balance so that we can still fuck, still make kids, and have families. That balance should be allow your partner to be them 100,000%. Be with someone who you can also be yourself with. If you gotta change too much of you to be with somebody, absolutely, I agree, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth the relationship. It ain't worth the marriage. It definitely ain't worth having no kid with him and all this other shit. Because what you gonna bring the child into? Some bullshit. The solution is if we are going to, have these productive relationships, and I'm not bearing no more kids, but a lot of people still are. You know, if we're gonna do it to do it right, the only way is for there to be some sort of balance. Give each other some grace. Grace and space. I should put that on a t-shirt. Grace and space. Gotta give your partner grace. They gonna be them. They gonna make mistakes. They gonna leave their drawers on the floor. She gonna leave all her makeup on the counter in the bathroom. You know, might. Maybe she didn't do that, but she did some other shit you don't like. You know, she gonna watch that show without you because she was off, on Saturday and you wasn't, and she ate all the ice cream. Her monthly cycle is gonna come on, and she gonna be a little bit more irritable. Ask her what kind of chocolate she want, or what kind of fruit she like, or whatever. Bring her. Matter of fact, chocolate really is not good for cramps. It actually exacerbates them. But anyway, that's a sidebar. Give her, go find something that helps that shit, and give it to the person. You know, he the game coming on, he really like the fucking Cowboys and shit. Go get them a Cowboys jersey. Make some wings, some fries, and some nachos and stuff. Leave the shit out, you know what I'm saying? Or serve them and get the fuck out the house. Go on about your business. Go find your homegirls. Get the fuck out that man's face. Call his homeboys. Tell them to come over. Hey, y'all, I made everything. All y'all do is come over. James gonna be ready for y'all at 4 o'clock. You know, make it make sense for the person. Make them want to be there. Make them want to come home. Make them want to have this connection with you. Don't tell your partner every fucking thing that's terrible before you tell them what's good. If you got an issue with them, if y'all got a disagreement, what even in the building stages of you maybe disagreeing with something that they've done or said or what the fuck ever, start with the good shit. You know, I really like, you know, how we vibe, and I really enjoyed a lot of this fucking Skippy. But you know, it was just one thing. I just want to make sure that we, you know, find some fucking balance. That's the only way. That's the only way. Because people gonna keep fucking. They're gonna keep making kids. And these kids gonna keep being born into these single fucking situations because we can't find no goddamn balance to stay together for a fucking relationship, let alone a marriage. Marriage ain't for everybody. Commitment ain't for everybody. That's true. Everybody will not be married, but everybody will definitely be single. That's true. But if you are one of the people that you want this, you know, you want to build that with someone, make sure that when you going into it, that you are giving room and space for that person. For the space for that person to be. Because if you don't, never mind the money, never mind the financial part. That's a whole other monster in itself. They are going to feel like they are what? Losing. And that's how you lose them. That's how they slide right out your life. Okay? And of course, find somebody that's compatible with you. You know, don't just accept no anything because, you know, oh, I'm afraid that they're going to feel like they're losing themselves. Oh, I'm going to let them, you know, go out and they can come back home any day they want because I don't want them to lose themselves. No, that sounds like a person that want to be single, that want to be, you know, out in, you know, there's some things that you do have to, you know, answer to another person. Of course, there is some parts that you have to like, hey, some things are just okay and some things are not. You know, of course, sometimes a person is gonna go out and have a good time. Of course, sometimes a person is gonna go out of town or whatever. But y'all gotta set and establish boundaries and communication and comprehend each other and understand each other and what each other wants. Find that shit out early on. And then recheck in with each other. Probably shit, I wouldn't even say every 6 months, every month. At least once a month. Might want to check in once a week with a person to see like how we doing. You know? You know, like how you go to the restaurant and they be like, how are we doing? And they have like the little survey thing. You know how you call AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, any of that shit. And when you finna get off the phone with the bitch, says, well, if you can you stay on the phone for 2 minutes, you know, after this call and take this survey? Because they want to know how they doing. They want to know how they doing so that if you tell them, oh, I didn't like this was fucked up, they can fix it. They can change it. They can do something in the moment. It could be quick. Instead of waiting 6 months to ask you how they doing. Instead of waiting a year to ask you how they doing. By then, you move the fuck on. You fuck that. And that's how the fuck relationships be. That's exactly how relationships be. A motherfucker be done fucked up, week after week after week after month after month after month after month. You look up 6 months later and they packing their shit and you, well, what's going on? Where you going, baby? What's this? They like, well, shit. You ain't checked in with me, and I've been looking crazy. I've been, you know, don't have a passive aggressive partner that don't just speak up. You know what I'm saying? Don't have a motherfucker that just do shit like, or they walk out the house, or they, you know, or they shut down or whatever. If you're not reading the room, if you're not picking up on them goddamn cues, that's why just like date nights and shit, you ought to have regular check-in nights. And don't let it be the same as the date night. It shouldn't be. Date night should just be about y'all having fun, enjoying each other, you know, having sex, whatever the fuck y'all gonna do if you know. But I'm saying, you should have regular check-ins. Create that balance. Or else shit, or the shit ain't gonna work. People looking for balance now. Ain't none of that. Nobody's accepting what the fuck they used to accept no more. And some people are still looking at that traditional old school shit. And everybody not operating like that. Even as people that are old school, they still had a new school shit to them. It's still new. You know, it's still non-traditional. Men are not like, oh, I just gotta work and, you know, go to work and bring my wife my check and she can give me $20 out of it, and I go, you know, in there and drink me a beer and watch the game and that's it. Or, you know, go work on the car and that's it. Or, you know, go to the bar for an hour or so and come home, you know. And people want to do other shit. People want more shit. People want other stuff than that. Women is not just saying, you know, I want to come home and make sure I cook, you know, I cook 3 square meals a day and I'm packing his lunch and you know, I got a baby on this hip and a baby on the other and one in the oven and shit. Bitch, not even having kids like they used to have. It ain't happening like that. Not for real. Not at all. Okay. They want something different. Women not settling and waiting for, oh, well, he can do something on my birthday. People want stuff throughout the year. People want to be appreciated consistently now. People always wanted it, but I'm saying it's people are way more vocal about it. Way more vocal about it. And if you don't fulfill that, guess what? They're going to be talking about in a few years, well, it's irreconcilable differences and all this other shit. Simply because you didn't look and find that balance. People different now. People, listen. People different. People are expressing all of this shit. Whether they felt all of it before or not, it's different. It's a different time. So anyway, that's the problem. That's the solution. Don't nobody want to lose shit. So you better find some sort of balance so that you or them don't feel like you losing. Or else it's never gonna work or last. This has been Free Game. Y'all have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day. Toodles.